Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome to episode 9 of season 2 of Tarheel by Dark. This is happening at the Prince's Vacation Home, where Walsh and Fae have returned to shortly after the Elysium that happened the 2 episodes ago. And Walsh is talking to Faye Palmer about a little conversation with Duke, and that might end up. Shall we say? We'll see. The scene begins as Walsh is in the room, just checking his phone and trying to find out when it's safe to go back to ECU and packing his bags accordingly. When he hears a knock at the door. I said he hears a knock.
Yeah, knock, knock, knock. Are you going to answer?
Yes, Walsh walks over and opens the door. Ah, Faye, good to see you again.
Good to see you too. I actually had something that I wanted to talk to you about.
Come on in.
How do I put this? You and Miss Duke Reynolds were discussing certain plans against Marquez and Andy last night at the Elysium.
Yeah, about that. You may also remember that I said I was planning on getting in with with Duke Reynolds and Duke Andy. I'm sorry, not Duke Reynolds. Sorry, that was a slip of the tongue. I meant to say Duke Marquez and Duke Andy.
I also know that Duke Reynolds is likely not going to stop at just getting in with them.
You may have a point there.
I also know what would happen if somebody who was under the employ of one or both of them was to report this situation to them. I also happen to know that you know who their Knight Keeper of Elysium is.
Walsh nods. Okay. What do I owe you in order to keep what do I owe you in order to keep this quiet for now?
2 life boons, 1 for each Duke.
Walsh thinks for a minute. Can I up that to 3?
Query?
Can I up that to 3 life boons I owe you?
Yes, but why? Remember, I'm crazy, not stupid.
I have the need of somebody who has the ear of Duke Andy and Duke Marquez to help get the possibility that their vote might be on side with certain proposals I have in mind.
Mm-hmm.
My thinking is that basically you might have their ear in more ways than one. With this is that you might be able to help influence their decisions a little bit. Not anything mind controlly, just putting the seed of a right idea in the right place, and helping them be able to be more amenable to fact-based data, that sort of thing. Something that's a little less in line with just an agenda and something more in line with the scientific system we were talking about earlier.
I don't quite have telepathy yet. So somebody who may be willing to teach.
Okay.
She's not in the state right now, but I heard over the Malky Madness network that she may be returning soon.
Walsh raises an eyebrow. Malky Madness Network?
Known as Sears. Every Malkavian is connected to every other Malkavian in the local area.
I see. That's actually quite useful to know. Consider tossing on an extra minor boon for that information.
Of course. I'm assuming that it's about this moment when Faye's phone rings and Cynthia's on the other line.
Yep, she's now calling you. Just.
Oh, hey, Cynthia, speak of the devil.
Wait, what? I knew I had an itch on my back.
No, I mean, Walsh and I were just talking about you.
Oh. She holds up this crystal as she's obviously packing this boxes all over the place. And essentially you see a couple other people in the background. And just more on lines of sorry, you see a couple other people in the background and they just kind of wave to you, and she moves back in front of the camera, repacking her boxes, holding up a certain crystal that you notice.
Has something gone on with our friend Sunshine there?
I don't know, I recently found it.
Found it? You mean it hasn't been talking to you? That is odd.
It's been completely silent this whole time.
Hey, Cynthia, says Walsh.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there.
Walsh says, I trust you're coming back to the States soon. Don't forget that we have certain ceremonies that we still have to address.
Yes, the marriage. I know. I'm still really excited for that.
Yeah, I'll take you dress shopping when you get back.
And then you hear the other two just chattering in the background. You're getting married? That's so exciting.
Walsh also says, by the way, I should probably mention here, which I think will probably not leave this group, and I'm not going to register it with the Harpy. This is part of the reason I propose marriage rather than the other alternative.
On the side note, you kind of see she leaves the camera a bit and pushes the other two outside of her room and closes the door to lock it.
Yeah. Walsh says, do you remember the fact that you once read my mind in an Elysium and I didn't tell anybody?
Yeah, now I owe you a life boon, I do believe.
Yep. Well, I'm not calling in that life boon yet, but I do want. I'm not calling in that life boon yet, but there is something that I do that I think would be a good idea for you to do. Here apparently does not know telepathy yet. I was thinking when you got back to the state, perhaps it might be a good idea to teach her.
But what do I get in exchange, though?
Walsh holds up a new shiny. This one is you see a little gloss over what looks like a computer chip, but hyper shiny. I'm going to be trusting you. Cynthia, with a piece of technology which is also hyper shiny, which will give you access to practically every computer on the planet.
She kind of just laughs, just not mockingly, but just laughing her ass off. And you see her slight face. You know I don't really know how to computer, right?
This is actually specifically designed so that you can use it. This is hyper powerful and foolproof. And it's also designed in such a way that you can use it.
It may be foolproof, but is it Cynthia proof?
I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it is, Walsh says. This is the next generation of quantum logic gate chip. Put this into your cell phone, and you will be able to connect to any computer on the planet, as well as also to my private secure network. You are basically anywhere in danger. You simply hit the button to activate this thing on your cell phone, and I will be literally be there no matter where you are in the state in a heartbeat.
Sorry, I had to switch headphones really quick. Hello? Testing?
Testing.
Okay. Sorry, I had to switch headphones really quick. Anyway.
Walsh says, this will literally give you the ultimate protection. Basically, wherever you are, if you get in danger at any point or need me at any point, just simply use this device inside your phone, hit the appropriate button, and I will be there in a heartbeat. Wliterally. Walsh says, I got
don't beat anymore.
Actually, I'm going to make a roll, and this is how we're going to, I'm going to make a roll, and since I already know the difficulty level for this is not going to be an issue. Walsh says, as a matter of fact, let's do one better. I have your computer on hand, don't I?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, Walsh is going to roll intelligence technology specialty, intelligence computer. We're just going to do this as manipulation science. We're just going to do one straight roll for this. This is 6 dice at difficulty 9. Walsh is literally going to open a, well, we'll see if this works first to make sure that this actually does work. Okay, there's one missing. At difficulty 9, that's a failure. Rerolling at difficulty 10. Hang on. And since we have no STs to tell us what actually happens if a botch happens, well, c'est la vie. Walsh literally establishes the entanglement and... Okay, come on, roll. And my roll is frozen. This is new. Okay, let's try again. Well, because of the fact that the roll froze in mid-freeze there, we're going to try this one more time just to make sure that it actually wasn't a double roll. This will be the legit roll. No more glitches. 3, 2, 1. There we go. At difficulty 10, that is using specialty applied physics, that is 2 successes. A wormhole literally opens in front of Cynthia, popping out of the computer monitor.
She pokes it, or pokes at it, trying to figure out what in the world it is.
Walsh basically says, feel free to toss your stuff right through to the room that we are in right now and pop yourself through along with. You might want to be quick about it, though. These things tend to be a tad unstable.
Okay, so she does so. There's at least 3 suitcases flying.
Faye starts laughing her ass off at her ass off while Cynthia is throwing her stuff through the wormhole and starts singing.
Walsh laughs his ass off at that.
But yeah, so 3, 4, and you actually see a huge bed go through her too, because why not?
Yep.
And next
as
minute,
Walsh, pardon?
essentially next minute, looking either through the video chat or into the wormhole, you see the whole room is absolutely cleared out in 5 minutes. And Cynthia walks through.
And Walsh. Yep.
And Cynthia
literally. Yep. And as Walsh as Walsh hits the button and the wormhole closes behind. Walsh literally walks up, embraces Cynthia and literally swoops her off her feet and gives her one hell of a huge kiss.
She's not really, like, she's half paying attention because you closed the wormhole too soon, and as you did, Faye just kind of sees the video chat with an empty room and the crystal laying just in the middle.
Oh, before that, Walsh actually reaches through and pulls the crystal just as the wormhole closes.
Okay, then you see an empty room with the computer.
Yep, well, that's unfortunate. Walsh says, not to worry, I'm sure we can buy you a new computer. I've got a ton of favors stashed right now.
She just kind of paused at the empty space where the wormhole was, still in his brains, going, but I had my games on there.
Walsh, hang on. Walsh literally reopens the wormhole because the video chat's still active. Do this again, and hopefully I don't we're gonna have to do this again, and hopefully I don't botch this or anything untoward. Damn it! Quit freezing on me, dice stream. 3, 2, 1, and that was a botch. The video. Walsh attempts to reopen the wormhole through the two computers, and both computers fritz out at the exact same time. Poof! In smoke.
She just kind of face palms and goes,
That was my cell phone, not a computer.
Yep. Well, actually, yeah. Walsh says. Walsh literally hands Faye. Let's see. One favor is $200. Walsh hands Faye 2 favors. As that should be enough to get you a fresh cell phone. And literally says to, oh, perfect timing. Perfect timing. There's a knock on the door. As there's another knock on the door.
Oh, hi, Eric. Somebody else has arrived, I said, pointing at Cynthia.
She just kind of blinks still in the Bruja's arms. I think I know you?
Walsh, can you still talk though?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Walsh says to Cynthia, no, you don't know this one. Allow me to introduce Eric Tristanis. Eric, this is my fiancée, Cynthia.
Oh.
You just kind of see her with her hand on her cheek, almost as she's blushing, but not quite, but just happy.
I know. She's here. I'm so sick, you guys.
Hello? Did it freeze?
Stop. Sorry.
All having difficulty with cats.
I'm sorry. I didn't really leave these cats to be taken by another rescue during the storm. I mean, they need a special diet.
Oh yeah, at the moment of when she hears the word cat, she just kind of screams to Faye, "Cat? Do you still have trash?" Blink, 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 blink.
The 40 special needs cats came with. Unfortunately, the shelter's under several feet of water right now, but we're working on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Walsh turns to Eric and says, "Oh, by the way, thanks again for saving my butt last night."
It's all right.
Walsh turns to Cynthia and goes, "Yeah, I called the. I basically I basically called out the council for their ineptitude last night. And if it weren't for a timely joke by Eric here, I would have had my face creamed in Elysium by Duke Reynolds.
Well, I guess we
No.
all have things at parties/Elysiums we usually don't do, huh?
No, she wouldn't have hit you because if she did.
No, I know, but I don't. I know, but even so, it was still. It was. I think it was probably that joke which got me the new Keeper of Elysium position for her.
Maybe.
Anyway, if Eric looks around, he'll notice that all of Cynthia's stuff, including her furniture apparently, is in a pile in the middle of the room.
Correction. Who said the room was actually mine? She just kind of holds up a finger. I just kind of decided to take everything at the last minute. I like the bed. It's comfy.
Did you guys check with the prince and the governor before you moved in?
Walsh says not to worry. This is only a temporary. This was only a temporary setting. I'm just. We're just here. We were. You know that Faye and I were dropped here originally by David. And as for Cynthia, this is only temporary. As soon as I get my as soon as I get the wormhole tech up and running again, we're transferring her stuff to ECU with me.
You guys do realize that this building is only partially owned by the prince?
Walsh said, I thought this was the prince's vacation home.
As well as, well, it's a retreat for the prince and the governor. So we have to be careful.
Walsh nods. And Walsh, well, unfortunately, I can't move all the stuff out of the middle of the... I kind of fried a computer and a cell phone in the process of attempting to reopen the wormhole, so I'm going to have to wait for another...
You didn't mess with the bank of computers, did you?
No, not computer here, computer out of state. I didn't mess with the bank of computers. It was only Faye's cell phone, which I've just paid for, and a computer that was out of state somewhere. Don't worry, the network's not been touched. The network's not been touched.
Good, because that thing's been working overtime.
Oh, nice. By the way, how are the quantum logic chips working on those computers? Did we actually manage to enhance their performance, their speed, their processing speed?
Yeah, but one no longer seems to work.
One is no longer working?
Yeah. Because I turned it off and didn't turn it back on.
Well, like I said, I'm a bit surprised that one of the ones here isn't working. That should not have been affected by the wormhole I just did.
No, but when you turned it off, you did.
Walsh activates his cell phone and hits a couple of keys. And I'm going to roll Intelligence Computer Specialty Quantum Computing to reboot the necessary computer by remote from his cell phone. And one of those 10s got neutralized, but that is still difficulty 1, 2. Damn it, my computer monitor's going out. 4, 5, 6 successes. The computer's back online.
He checks his phone there. That should work.
Yeah, no problem. And so Walsh is like, well, at least that takes care of that for now. Hopefully in another day or two, I'll be able to get back to ECU and start up a process for mass producing these things.
On a side note, Cynthia is just starting to move all her stuff into Walsh's room, but she doesn't know which room it is, so she's just picked a room. And
You're already in Walsh's room. You're already in Walsh's room.
Oh, okay then.
So maybe she starts to clean up the god-awful mess that she's left.
Well, no, everything's going to be stacked in the corner, but it's not in the middle.
Yeah. Walsh says again, I'll have all this moved out as soon as I'm moving out, probably in the next day or two. So this room should be spotless by the time we move.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Anyway,
she just kind of thinks out loud, Rex. Just more lines of, well, at least I don't have to call a private jet.
Walsh deadpans, turns to Cynthia. I'm going to have him roll self-control at this moment. He fails. He's not frenzying, but he is. But he literally literally just a slight slow burn because of everything that's been happening the last couple of days. He literally. I'm actually going to spend a willpower on this to get a success for the self-control roll. So that'll drop me back down to 8, I think it is now. And Walsh literally basically goes, "You had a private jet, and I didn't know about this. Well, boy, don't I feel stupid now."
Well, no. I mean, I could call one. I mean, I have enough money to save up for one, so.
Walsh goes,
That's actually how I got out to California in the first place.
"Noted," says Walsh. I will not be having to spend money on you anytime soon, then, I trust."
Well, I was going to say that's all I had, so. And I had enough saved up for the ride back, but now I have a bit extra spending money, I guess.
Walsh chuckles to himself and goes, "Not to worry," and just basically, Walsh just chuckles to himself and shakes his head. Then he turns to Eric and says, "So, by the way, I wanted to get some more information on what's going on with this Sabat invasion."
I have only a little bit of information, and most of that I gave to the council.
Yeah, I've been trying to work on an idea. Specifically, do we have any idea where? I know that the Sabat spilled into the state. Do we have any reports of where they've actually shown up? I have this idea regarding use of geographical profiling to try to track where their base of operations might be, and by extension, where they may strike next.
Come with me.
Walsh nods and says to the other two, "You may want to follow along and see this."
Mhm.
No, they can come along all they want.
Okay.
I would have followed anyway.
Yeah.
So Cynthia goes around the room, tries to find something really quick, grabs a cat, which Faye knows whose it is, and just follows along just like a little lost puppy dog.
Yeah. Walsh follows.
Faye follows too, of course.
He takes them back to the living room where there's a massive bank of computers. Looks to be about 6 or 7 computers connected together into a big, huge bank of screens. And he types in a few things, and up on the screen there is a massive map of the state of North Carolina. And yeah, if it was possible to come up with new laws that people were breaking, there's points for that on this map.
Walsh takes a look at this, and I'm going to roll intelligence academics.
Let me put it this way. To do exactly what you're talking about, I rolled 74 successes.
Yeah. Walsh takes a look at this, and again, he's only rolling intelligence academics to comprehend what's going on. Is being a botch it. That would be funny. Let's see. Nope. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes to comprehend what's going on. And Walsh literally cross-references to a paper that he once read about Bayesian analysis for geographical profiling. And he says, "Do you guys have statistical algorithms predicting where the Sabat might strike next?" Base of operations.
Working on it.
Walsh says, "I have an idea on that. Try using a Bayesian analysis using a triple integral setup." And I'm going to have him roll intelligence academics again, specifically to go to the computer. To figure out the algorithm, and then we'll figure out the formula with the right boundaries.
And then we have saved copies of this.
Yes. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes to figure out the algorithm, and then he on top of that he goes to the computer network, and right where Eric had been typing, and I'm going to roll intelligence computers specialty specialty deepnet to try to use the network deep net processing network, and also the quantum computer specialty to use the quantum logic gates, assuming they're still there, to try to find a way to enhance the computer network.
Again, I'm thankful I saved a copy of this.
Yeah. All right. So Walsh is literally going to attempt to see whether or not he can add to the equation, and only one of the 10s got neutralized. That is literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes. So I don't know whether Will allow you to do it, whether Will allow this, but add an extra 7 successes to your existing geographical profiling search.
Okay. Let Will know. We'll send Will a message.
Yep. Just let him know to watch this scene and that there's an extra, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So yeah, just an extra 7 successes. And Walsh goes, that should help narrow down specifically where the Sabat will strike next, and we might be able to send personnel to intercept.
On a side note, Cynthia just goes up to the map. Is the map interactable, or is it just a map?
It's just it's a non-touch screen computer, so not interactable.
Okay, you lucked out. Just kind of goes up to a random computer and pushes a random button.
I'm going to roll a fate die.
As Cynthia starts to go over to press random buttons by the shoulders, Cynthia, no, and pulls her back and plops her into a chair.
Pardon me, that additional 7 will give him 84 successes. He got 77 successes on forensics.
Cynthia is now giving Faye the power face, but they're shiny.
I know they're shiny, but no. That is expensive equipment and it doesn't belong to you. Remember what happens when people touch expensive equipment that doesn't belong to them, and Faye shoots Walsh a dirty look.
She essentially remembers...
So boom!
She essentially remembers a fake self-destruct sequence.
Pardon?
Cynthia just kind of remembers, and just out loud she goes, a fake self-destruct sequence, as she looks at Walsh.
I still didn't hear that, Trey.
A fake self-destruct sequence.
Sometimes a real self-destruct sequence.
Walsh says, well, with any luck, either way, this should provide an extra boost to the geographical profiling software you're using.
Oh, if it does, I'll be happy.
Yep. And with that, and Walsh says, well, fun as it's been, and now that I've got things squared away, that reminds me. And Walsh proceeds to text Nathaniel Ashford, which I'm going to do now. Walsh says he owes 3 life to 1 Faye Palmer, as well as a minor boon. There we go. So yeah, that takes so Walsh having texted that takes care of that. And
on a side note for Harry,
yes.
Well, out of character, how much is a minor boon?
Minor boon has no monetary worth. Boons do not have monetary worth.
Oh yeah. Okay.
They are worth what the person is willing to accept for them.
Oh,
This over here is the.
okay.
So Walsh literally, Walsh having texted that goes, I believe that takes care of that. And Faye, good to like I said, good to have things squared away with you. And with that in mind, I think I'm probably going to head back with Cynthia, assuming she's up for an evening alone. Now that she's back in the state.
Oh yeah, she just kind of looks at you and just goes, well, like not really actually saying people. Anyway, she kind of
I feel you're roboting.
and just kind of thinks, oh yeah, I was gonna have those two come with me.
I don't think any of us heard that.
Hello? Testing?
Hello, can you please repeat?
Okay, so she kind of looks at Walsh and just kind of goes, can you open up the warm thingy? I kind of wanted people to come with me. If not, then I'm going to have to call my cat anyway.
Walsh says, give it a couple of hours. The wormhole text should be reset by then, and then I can do it again.
Okay.
And Walsh says, but in the meantime, I believe we have some catching up to do. And he wiggles his eyebrows.
Cynthia smiles, just gets distracted by a cat.
God help her if we ever put. God help her if we ever put a cat in armor. And then he starts doing the calculations on one of the computers in plain sight.
Walsh just chuckles as he's following along, and Walsh proceeds to. At this point, Walsh goes and picks up the kitty, hands it to Cynthia, then swoops her off her feet and walks back to his room.
Oh,
Wow.
she just kind of goes with this because, oh, my struggle. So she just kind of puts the cat on her head and just goes with it.
And with that in mind, unless anybody else has anything, I believe the scene ends.
I think the scene ends.
Okay. See you all next week, folks.